Yeah.
How's your life compared to a year ago?
I think in early recovery, when I came in, it's like a year and 4 months ago, I didn't really care to live. There was this distinct feeling that it really didn't matter what happened next. My foresight was completely limited from one moment to the other. I had cut myself off entirely from everybody in my life that cared for me. I remember knowing that I was hurting my family and not caring. I think that was the most painful thing about that time. And I also remember just waking up and realizing that I was back in the middle of addiction and that I couldn't get out. So, yeah, it was actually just very dark. It was very dark and very miserable.
And what's it like now?
So much change, you know, it's amazing. I think happiness comes from not something that happens to you, but I think it comes from being in love with life.
Being in love with life.
Absolutely. And just always kind of secretly knowing that you're lucky to be alive and that life is beautiful. I think my brain still strives towards misery sometimes. A lot of the time I'm obsessed about how long I spent on the drugs.
What would you do?
I see the system changing, and the system will only change if individuals change.
Okay.
So I will change, I will help other people change, if I can, if I'm granted. And I will do my damn best to make little, you know, ripples in the pool. And the further they spread, the more effective it will be. System is not going to change by itself. We need to work together. And the more of us there are, the more ripples there are.
So what's your first step? Oh, big
My
question.
first step was to get my head out of my own ass and to get clean.
Okay.
All the charity work, all the protests, all the movements that I did in active were technically insincere, because you can't stand in the park and give clothes to the homeless and then put 3 times that much money up your nose in the same night, you know. So there's a sincerity to everything I do now. So my first step was to get real. And to get real. Okay. And my second step is help others get real. And I'll let you know what the third step is when I get there. There's a lot of excuses. Essentially, people want to go use. That's the whole nature of addiction. It's
why?
It's this unique illness, which, unlike every other illness, like cancer doesn't tell you, hey, go have some more cancer, you know. It's a unique illness that keeps trying to convince you to destroy yourself. People want to use because they've chemically screwed their brain into thinking that's the only way. Their brain will use every trick in the world to just get the next fix. There's like this little short circuit, but also because it's scary out there. I mean, the moment you stop drugs, you're going to have to face whatever's happened while you use drugs. You're going to have to face that you've used drugs. So there's this beautiful, you know, Little Prince, the book?
Yes.
There's this beautiful part where he meets the drunk man.
Okay.
And he says to him, why do you drink? And the drunk man says, to forget. No, because I'm ashamed. Not to forget. And he says, to forget what? And he says that I'm ashamed. And he says, ashamed of what? And he says, ashamed of drinking. So it's a self-perpetuating cycle. The moment you get off the drugs, you're going to have to face your life. You have no idea what it is anymore. You have no idea what you've done to it. And frankly, you've got like this thing right here, you know? So I think there's that. So that's a scary thing behind the beast. You can't help anybody unless in some way they want you there. You can inspire, you can talk to people, you can do all sorts of stuff like that, which I think is amazing. But I feel like what's important about being clean is, like, every day one of us is clean. They might get that chance to talk to somebody else that isn't, or that is struggling. So every single day is a chance to do that. So that's important.
How is it still with that big stigmatization around it for you?
How is it with stigmatization? About a year ago, I decided to go public with the fact that I was an addict.
Okay.
I was always quite sort of socially involved. In active, I spent a lot of time with various political movements, and I ran nightclubs and stuff. So I came out saying that I'm an addict now in recovery. My reason for that was that Like, it might sound lame now, but it made sense at the time. I was struggling in early recovery, and I didn't know how to go on to my next day. Like, what the fuck's the point? And 2 girls died. They were 14 and 15. 2 girls in my group died. And I decided, if I just speak publicly, maybe next time they'll hear me. I won't save them, but maybe I'll save them for a day. Reaction to that's been amazing. One of the first people to comment on my Facebook post was my big boss at my work, my editor, who said, we are very proud of you. It was...
What does that feel
well,
like?
considering she's put me in an ambulance before because I was on drugs.
What does that feel like? To have someone be proud of you?
It feels like I matter.
You matter.
It feels like some of my self-defeating may not be justified. It feels like I've done something right. There's a feeling of being loved when you accept it as you are, which is incredible. I have been very lucky in terms of stigmatization. While I still get it in shops, there's always a security guy following me because I'm probably going to steal something because, you know, I'm a smackhead. See, I look at myself, I see this as a scrapbook of everything I've been through. My tattoos, my hair, my life, my addiction. It's a scrapbook of the exact journey I took. So it's not like I look at my tattoos and think, oh, I wish I could do it so I could be normal. Because normal me must have not been good enough because I got into such heavy addiction. So normal me was, it's like if you have a shitty house, right? If you have like a cool plot, but you have a shitty house and you can't live in it. Then you come and you like break it down and you rebuild it. So for me, everything I am today documents that. And I almost feel like people pick up on that. So when I say I'm an addict, there's a lot of like, be proud of you. Because I think they pick up that I'm saying, not I'm a fuck up that takes drugs, but I'm on a journey.
I think the addict psyche is very misunderstood and judged against in society. Yeah.
Oh, so questions like, if you want to kill yourself, why don't you just kill yourself?
Yeah, that's
I've had that.
Yeah, or like you're depressed, just pull yourself together.
It's very difficult to explain to somebody that has a full use of their brain or partial use of their brain what it's like when you take a drug and your brain is no longer your own. Your brain now belongs to your addiction. But I believe that through exposure, through talking, through films, through just communicating the message, not only will we help the outsiders understand, but also will help addicts understand themselves. And just like everything in life, you communicate that shit out. So yeah.